here to read you another book. Does anybody remember what book we read last week? If you said There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Rose, then you have a really good memory. I remembered because I kept this book out. I cheated a little bit. After reading that book last week, I thought it would be really fun if we read a whole bunch of books like that. Lucille Colandro, the author or person who wrote the book, wrote dozens and dozens of books that are similar to the one we read last week. Maybe you know some of them. Anyways, usually if I have books that I want to read but I don't own them, I go to the library. But my library is still closed. Bummer. Is anybody else's library still closed? Really bummed out about it? Me too. My daughter and I go to the library just about every week when it's open. We love it there. But anyways, because it's closed, I reached out to my friends and family, told them what I wanted to do, and asked if they had any of those books that I could borrow to read to you guys. And guess what? They all responded yes. So they all put out their books, left them on their front porches so I could go around and grab them so I could read them to you guys, which is really nice of them. My friends and family have helped me make it through this quarantine so much. I don't know about your guys's, but I'm sure they've been a huge support for you guys too. So let's just take a minute to thank them. Thank you, friends and family. This week we are going to read There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Shell. I had not read this book before. I went through and read it quick before doing this video, but I'm really excited to read this one to you. It's really funny. Now this week, as we read, I just want you guys to try and remember what she swallowed last week, and then at the end of the video, we can compare. So, There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Shell. The author, or person who wrote the book, is Lucille Colandro, and it was illustrated by Jared Lee. He drew the pictures, same as in the last book. I bet you it's the same people for every book, but we'll see. There was an old lady who swallowed a shell. I don't know why she swallowed the shell. She didn't tell. Now just take a minute and think in your head, what did she swallow first last week? There was an old lady who swallowed a crab. Why did she grab that crawling crab? What was the second thing she swallowed last week? She swallowed the crab to live in the shell. I don't know why she swallowed the shell. She didn't tell. There was an old lady who swallowed a fish. What a tickly dish, that swimming fish. What was the third thing she swallowed last week? Do you remember? She swallowed the fish to catch the crab. She swallowed the crab to live in the shell. I don't know why she swallowed the shell. She didn't tell. There was an old lady who swallowed a gull. It wasn't dull to swallow a gull. What was the fourth thing she swallowed last week? She swallowed the gull to scoop at the fish. She swallowed the fish to catch the crab. She swallowed the crab to live in the shell. I don't know why she swallowed the shell. She didn't tell. There was an old lady who swallowed a pail. She didn't wail when she swallowed the pail. So that was the 5th thing she swallowed, if I'm counting right. What was the 5th thing she swallowed last week? She swallowed the pail to carry the gull. She swallowed the gull to scoop up the fish. She swallowed the fish to catch the crab. She swallowed the crab to live in the shell. I don't know why she swallowed the shell. She didn't tell. So let's see. Yep, 5 things so far. There was an old lady who swallowed some sand. Oh, how bland to swallow sand. That was the 6th thing. Do you remember what the 6th thing she swallowed last week was? She swallowed the sand to fill up the pail. She swallowed the pail to carry the gull. She swallowed the gull to scoop up the fish. She swallowed the fish to catch the crab. She swallowed the crab to live in the shell. I don't know why she swallowed the shell. She didn't tell. There was an old lady who swallowed a wave. Swallowing a wave was such a big hassle. So this is the 7th thing she swallowed, the wave. Remember what it was she swallowed last week? Then suddenly she burped. So the wave was just too much, and she burped up everything. Look at it all. What was it that made her throw everything up last week? And she built a sandcastle with everything. That's what you're supposed to do with sand and a pail. You're not supposed to eat a sand or a pail or a shell. You can eat fish and crab. And you can eat some birds, but I don't think you're supposed to eat seagulls. All right, so what was the first thing she swallowed in this book? The shell, right? And what was it in last week? It was a rose. Those two are easy because they're right in the title, right? So then she swallowed the shell, which led to the crab this week. And what about last week? She swallowed the rose, which led to lace. I couldn't remember if I didn't have the book in front of me. So if you remember, props to you. And after the crab, what'd she eat? That's right, a fish. And last week it was glitter. And this week after the fish, what did she swallow? The gull. Nice job. And she swallowed candy last week. Can you eat candy? Yes, you can. Should you eat a seagull? Probably not. And then this week, after the seagull, it was the pail. And last week, after the glitter or the candy, she swallowed a jewel. And then after the pail, she swallowed sand. And after the jewel last week, she swallowed heart. I can't remember. So if you're remembering any bits and pieces of last week's book, good for you, because I can't remember any of it. And then after the sand was the big, giant wave. And what was the last thing she swallowed last week? A card. And both the card and the wave made her throw everything back up. Because you should not eat everything that she eats. And that's a lot of stuff to eat in one sitting. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the books, and I hope you enjoyed trying to remember what happened last week in that book. Next week, we're going to read another old lady book. And we'll see what she swallows next week. Have a good rest of your week.